Hey everyone, it's January 1st, 2020, 5 a.m. Today we're going to go check out the abandoned train tunnel in Clinton, Massachusetts. I'm going to probably wait another 90 minutes until the sun comes up, just so I can see what I'm doing, because it's kind of steep getting up to the tunnel. And also, I'm not going to stay parked here, because there's signs everywhere saying no parking after dark, and I'm not going to try to get a ticket if I stay here, even though the sun's just coming up in an hour. So this is where I am right now, and you see the abandoned train tunnel. This is where you got to park at the dam, and there's a quarter-mile walk to the tunnel. And the tunnel actually goes underneath a road and underneath people's houses. It goes under this road, the other road there's a smaller tunnel, but it comes out. Yep, you can actually Google this train tunnel and it will give you directions right to it. It's a tourist attraction. You can walk through it. But you got to be careful, because there is so much ice in there in the winter. It rained a lot yesterday, so I'm figuring it's going to be muddy, so I have tall boots I'm going to be putting on. And you got to bring flashlights. I was here last year, made a video of that. It was like a skating rink in there, but I'm back to do it again because I have better camera lights. Last year I used just a cell phone light, so you couldn't really see much. I have a bunch of floodlights I'm taking with me today to really light it up in there. There's so much wind coming off of the reservoir. That's the second biggest body of water in Massachusetts. Let's start walking to the train tunnel, which is about a quarter mile down the street. We'll be there in about 5 minutes. Halfway down the road, here's a look at the gigantic dam. And the spillways on the other side. It comes out right there. You see in the water those supports? There used to be a bridge that was so high, it was probably 200 feet high. It connected the train tunnel here. It went over this road, over everything, up onto that hill, and it wrapped around. The point of the train tunnel was mostly to bring water out east from the reservoir. This is what it looks like from the street. That's where the bridge used to come across, and you can see the tunnel in the background. Driving by in a car, you can't see it because you'd be too close. On the other side, you can see the supports. Let's go. Surprisingly, there's no footprints. I don't think anybody's climbed up it, at least this way. Nobody's climbed up since it snowed. Gotta grab onto some trees. And look at that. This is why I choose to come here during the day rather than go in here at night, because you can see the end of it. You'd be able to tell if there's anybody in there. At night, you wouldn't be able to see the end. The graffiti is absolutely everywhere. Some of it's cool, but it'd be better if it wasn't here. So many people put graffiti in this tunnel. Every single video I've watched of it, the graffiti's different. Like last time I was here, I saw somebody's video of the tunnel, and I saw some of the graffiti that was actually pretty cool, so I went in here looking for it. I couldn't find any of it. I'm gonna get my headlamp on. Well, it seems like I chose a good day for it. Absolutely no ice. Last time there was icicles stretching from the floor to the ceiling. Today there's no mud, but look at the holes in the walls. It's probably caused by water. But is that a tree root? Or is that a beam from when they were constructing it? That's new. That wasn't collapsed the last time I was here. If you look around in here, there are thousands of spray cans. They're just everywhere. Paint. There's a pretty big icicle. And the echo is just amazing in here. Look at that beautiful concrete dome. This only goes for like 100 feet. Then it's going to switch over to just regular mountain rock. And there is actually a neighborhood right on top of the tunnel. They actually built houses right on top. I think this thing would have made an awesome bike trail if they would have done something with it. There's other bike trails I've been to. They don't have a tunnel this big, but they have ones where they just added streetlights inside. Okay, look at this now. Tunnel gets taller, darker, scarier once you get to this point. The drainage ditches are working really good because there's no flooding. Last winter it was a skating rink in here, but the water's all flowing away on the sides like it was designed to. But if you come here after a month of freezing weather, that's just not going to happen. The drainage ditches on the sides freeze up. Wow, there is water falling on me everywhere. And you might notice there's some pretty big rocks all over the edges of this. From all the freezing and thawing cycles, rocks actually fall in here. And there is so much new graffiti in here. Like, look at this. You can tell this stuff is brand new. People were just in here doing this. It is so peaceful in here, just listening to the dripping. I have seen so many bottles of lighter fluid since I've been in here, from people starting fires. Almost to the end. The end of this is almost always a mud pit, so that's why it's necessary to bring your tall boots. You see all the inside of this? There's lines. It looks like they actually sent a grader through here, because this looks a lot nicer. They may have fixed this actually in the past year, because a lot of the boulders seem like they're gone that were blocking this. The last train to go through here was in 1958. That was the last time a passenger train passed through here. They tore down the trestle. That is a brand new collapse that you can tell. You see all this water here on the side? All this water freezes once you get into the middle of winter. Personally, I think it was really cool last year when this thing was all ice. You see people have built like a small bridge here to the left so you don't have to get your shoes wet. But I brought my boots, might as well use them and just walk through the water. You walk another 100 feet and you have that beautiful arched bridge. I spent a little while looking at the satellite images, and you honestly cannot see the end of the tunnel here because all the trees above me, they just fill it in, so you can't see this part. Yep, I must have walked right under that neighborhood, and there's a street right above us. This is where we are. This is the end of the tunnel. We went underneath a neighborhood, a roadway, and a forest. If I turn the other way, that's the road you're seeing right there. So this is a lot longer than we thought it was. That goes for quite a ways. Just walked underneath this, and yes, it is 100% necessary to bring rubber boots because this is really deep, this mud here. A few places, if I didn't catch myself, I wouldn't have went down to my knees, because we have a lot of flowing water here because that train tunnel's collecting a lot of water from the mountain. We have a microwave in here, a tire. Somebody threw a refrigerator off the bridge. This is the kind of mud that will suck your shoes right off if you don't step correctly. And this is frozen, but we had a pretty big thaw. For the most part, this ice is holding me on the side, but if I fall through, I will get my feet wet. So you see, just sink a foot or two. There's all kinds of random sounds in here of water falling. Occasionally hear an icicle collapse, and it's really loud. Here we come back into the concrete area. Looks like I was the first person to go in there in 2020 on the only pair of footprints. So I guess people don't really go in there in the winter. There's no footprints at all. So right here on the map you can see all the pillars of where the bridge used to be. See across. The train used to travel on top of this hill, and the original bridge the train used to go over is right here. How it used to get to the reservoir. So here, this is where we entered. We go underneath this street through the tunnel between these houses, and I think it actually goes under that house or very close to it. Goes underneath these woods, and it comes out right here. You can't see it, but there's that second arch under this. We're gonna take a ride over there so you can see what it looks like. Okay, we're right on top of it right now. This is a view of the street. If you look out the side here, the tunnel is right beneath here. There are no houses directly on top of it. Just someone's driveway and a few small buildings like sheds and garages. But it's right beneath us right now. This is on top of the bridge. You don't even know how nice it is unless you're underneath to see that arch. Here we are up on top of it, looking down. Icy roads today, but this is a beautiful area. There's the tunnel. You can see how much rock there is on top of it. There's the refrigerator someone threw down there. Can't really tell from the maps, but if you look down there, it's not wet. It looks like you could actually walk along this trail a pretty long time. Wouldn't be surprised if people use it for snowmobiling. But I know in the summer a lot of people come to visit this. It's a tourist attraction.